AITA for reporting my manager to HR after he tried to take credit for my project and got the entire team in trouble. I work as a data analyst for a mid-sized tech company, and for the past year, I've been grinding on one massive project that was supposed to streamline customer reporting, cut down processing time, and save the company a ton of money. My manager, Carl, had been hyping this project to upper management for months, mostly because everything else he handled crashed and burned, and the guy was desperate to look competent. For context, Carl is the type of manager who schedules meetings to plan other meetings, never actually does any work, throws around corporate buzzwords like synergy and vertical impact, and somehow still gets praised because he's charismatic in that fake LinkedIn influencer kind of way. The man once said, "Let's take this conversation offline," while we were already offline. That kind of guy. Anyway, I basically built the entire project myself. I wrote the code, designed the workflows, created the dashboards, handled QA, and even wrote the documentation. Carl's contribution? He ordered pizza once and kept telling me to think bigger. Thanks, boss of the year. When it came time to present the final product to the directors, Carl casually told me, "Hey, I'll take the lead on this presentation since leadership responds better to someone with presence." Presence, meaning him. He said it like I was a background NPC while he was the final boss of the corporate storyline. I told him I preferred to present my own work. He smiled, put a hand on my shoulder, and said, "Don't worry, I'll shout you out." That was my first red flag. Carl doesn't shout out anyone. Carl shouts out Carl. Presentation day comes. The room is full, directors, VPs, even the COO. My slides appear on screen, and Carl walks to the front like the Moses about to part the company's Red Sea. And he starts the presentation with, "I've been working tirelessly on this project for the past year." I swear time froze. I stared at him like he had just slapped me with my own keyboard. He didn't just take credit. He acted like I never even existed. He talked about solving challenges he never touched, staying up late refactoring systems, and designing a dynamic automation pipeline. I wanted to stand up and say something, but doing that in front of executives could easily backfire. So I sat there, silently dying inside, hoping at least someone would ask a technical question he couldn't answer. And oh boy, they did. One of the directors asked, "So how does the automation decide which data sources to prioritize?" Carl froze. It was like watching Windows 98 crash in real time. He fumbled through some nonsense answer about adaptive algorithms, which made absolutely no sense. Then the COO, who is famously impatient, cut him off and said, "This sounds vague. Who actually built this?" Carl panicked and said, "Well, I supervised the entire project, but my team contributed components." My team, not me, not even my name. After the meeting, Carl pulled me aside and said, "Next time, try not to look so tense during presentations. It makes leadership doubt our capabilities." I went home fuming. My friends told me to report him. My wife told me to report him. Even my dog looked like he wanted me to report him. But I was scared of retaliation. Carl is petty. He is the type of guy who would schedule me for 7 a.m. stand-ups accidentally, just to punish me. But then, something happened. The directors sent a follow-up email asking for technical clarifications. Carl forwarded it to me with the message, "Write up a response. I'll send it under my name." That was it. That was the moment I snapped like an overworked API. I replied professionally but firmly. "I think it would be best if I respond directly since I built the system end to end." He sent back, "Do not email leadership without my approval. This is my project." Cool. Bet. I gathered every email, commit history, documentation note, timestamp, and Slack message proving he contributed absolutely nothing and went straight to HR. Not the soft HR rep. I went to the terrifying head of HR, the one everyone avoids because she never smiles and handles investigations like she works for the FBI. I explained everything, showed all my proof. She asked one question. "Do you have any evidence he tried to misrepresent your work?" I opened the recording of the presentation where he said, "I've been working tirelessly on this project." She paused the video, leaned forward, said, "We'll take it from here." 2 days later, everything exploded. Apparently, HR interviewed everyone on my team. They confirmed Carl did nothing. HR interviewed the directors. They confirmed he failed to answer basic questions. HR interviewed Carl, and apparently he tried to say I was exaggerating my involvement. He was so confident, so smug, until HR asked him to explain how any part of the system worked. He couldn't. He failed harder than a JavaScript student on day one. They removed him as manager on the spot and put him on a PIP so brutal it may as well have been a corporate death sentence. Last I heard, he resigned to pursue other opportunities. Translation: fired but allowed to save face. And the kicker? They promoted me. Not to manager, thank God, but to senior analyst with a raise and a direct reporting line to someone competent. Carl's replacement? A genuinely supportive manager who actually listens, asks questions, and gives feedback without stealing credit. So, AITA for reporting my manager and ending his career after he took credit for my work? Because some coworkers said I should have just confronted him privately instead of going nuclear. But honestly, he pressed the launch button himself.